at this incredible crowd. Oh, I love you in a non-sexual way. Before we start, there are two people I really want to give, really from my heart, a wonderful thanks for everything they've done. And these are the two organizers of this rally. They're working people. They're like us, ordinary people. They don't have a lot of money, believe me. They work for a living like we all do. But they see what's happening to our country, and they said the time for talk is over. The time for action has begun. And so I want to give, first of all, a big shout out right here to the woman on my right, Eileen Stars. She is the chair of Concerned Citizens Cape Cod. She is the one that reached out to me and said, Geoff, we got to do something. And so she has been instrumental in planning this rally, in getting the speakers to come. She has put in long hours to make this happen. So please, if you could give a warm applause for Eileen right here. Thank you very much, Eileen. Thank you. And of course, this woman to my far right is a woman who needs no introduction. She's going to be speaking a little bit later. She's been on my show multiple times. She lost her beloved son, Matthew Denise, to an illegal alien drunk driver 13 years ago. And that day has changed her life. And instead of wallowing in pain, she has decided to say this is her cross to bear, and she wants her son to be the last victim of illegal aliens. And this, of course, is the great Maureen Maloney. She also helped organize this. Her group is behind it. She has worked with Eileen tirelessly. So I want to thank both of you from the bottom of my heart. Really, thank you. Let me just say this right now. We have had many rallies, as you know, over the years. This, by far, I can just tell by my eyes, is by far the biggest and the most successful rally we've ever had. It's because of these two wonderful women and their incredibly meticulous hard work. But above all, I have to say, it's because of you. Career Country, we did it, baby! And so, the reason why we're here today is obviously to defend our country, to speak up for America and Americans for once, but above all, it is to honor the sacrifice, the heroism of our wonderful veterans. This is really for them. This is for them. And I want to thank all of the vets who have come here today, and all of the vets who are watching this on live streaming, and all of the vets who couldn't make it but wanted to make it, and all of the vets everywhere. Without them, we wouldn't have this flag, we wouldn't have our freedoms, I wouldn't have this microphone to speak the truth, and above all, we wouldn't have the greatest country in the world. I don't see Maureen Maloney anywhere. Where's Holden Healy? I'll tell you where she is. With the help of the traitors right behind us.
That's awesome.
Literally, they just passed another bill giving $426 million to illegal aliens. If you want to know why, this is the final betrayal. Why Eileen, why Maureen, why myself, why we're all here today is because right here at the State House, which is supposed to be the people's house, 129 Democrats, traitors, backed by Holden Healy, voted to reject Amendment 698. And many of you may ask, Geoff. Let it go, Geoff, let it go. What the hell is Amendment 698? Amendment 698 would have prioritized not veterans, homeless veterans above illegal aliens or anybody else when it comes to housing and emergency shelters. And they voted it down. Literally, they put the priorities and needs of foreigners, of people who have no right and no business being in our country, ahead of our homeless vets. It is beyond sinister. It is beyond immoral. If no one else in the media has the guts to say it, I'm going to say it. It's treason. We're going to get started very soon, I promise, with the singing of the national anthem. But before I do, I wasn't planning on doing this. Last night, you know what? Just before I get onto this, I hope the media is watching. No, I really do. Really, I gotta say this. From the bottom of my heart, to Maura Healy. Oh yeah. To the Democrats. To the craven rhino establishment. You want me to say it? Fuck you! Or, as I was going to say, Maura, you can kiss my big, fat, Croatian ass! Last night, I got an email from a listener, someone who loves the show, listens every day. And I'm not going to mention her name because she's worried that she's going to lose her job. But I want to read this to all of you. I had tears in my eyes. And if you want to know why we rally, if you want to know what our movement stands for, if you want to know what we're all about, this email that she sent me literally says it all. I'm going to call her Jane. Jane, Geoff, this is from Jane. I hope you get the opportunity to read this before your rally tomorrow. I work in the city of Lawrence. As you probably know, Lawrence is a sanctuary city with a major fentanyl issue. But I never walk by a homeless person, or if I see them twice, without asking them their name. I believe that everyone is a child of God, and everyone has a story. I met Paul. Sorry, I could get a little emotional. I met Paul 2 years ago, outside the Cumberland Farms on South Broadway. We connected because I got out of my car and he was outside listening to your show. I'm like, hey, I'm part of Cooner Country too. We instantly struck up a friendship. Paul is a homeless vet in Lawrence. He doesn't do drugs and collects cans to survive on the bare necessities. Most of his issues come from his sense of pride. Last fall, he was stabbed 4 times in the stomach over $3 because a drug addict wanted the money for his fentanyl fix. His radio that he would use to listen to your show is repeatedly stolen. I ran into him today, this was yesterday, and told him about your rally tomorrow. And he wanted me to relay this message to you and to everyone attending. This is straight from Paul now. Geoff, thank you for fighting for us. We are always the forgotten. I gave everything I had for my country. And it makes me so sad to see how it's turning out. But make no mistake, this isn't what God has planned. I have nothing but hope we will get through this. Things will be better. If I can have hope, there's no excuse for anyone else. I cry when I think about what has happened to this country. But I accept that this is now my life and things will get better. It's people like you who will help people like me. Thank you, Paul. And then Jane, this is her final line to me. I promised him I would relay the message to you. I cannot afford to miss work tomorrow. She's a single mom. So I won't be there. But thank you for standing for all the other Pauls in this country. All right. I want you to know, you have no idea how proud I am of all of you today. Because you are all standing up and speaking for the Pauls of this country.
Yes. Thank you, Geoff.
And they have given us everything. They don't deserve this. They don't deserve this. They deserve a hell of a lot better. So, here's what I wrote back to Jane. As Larry knows, he's a veteran protecting me right here, and all these other vets. God bless you, Larry.
Yeah, Larry.
As you know, I do a lot of work with veterans organizations and wounded warriors. I'm going to do everything in my power. You have my word. We're going to get Paul a home. If we have to, we'll get him temporary shelter until we can get something more permanent. So I said, Jane, when you see him, I want you to tell him that. Give me his full name, and I promise I will make it happen. What I've also told Jane is I want her to buy him the best radio that she can. I said, I will pay for it. And so, please, today's rally, you know it's dedicated to all the veterans.
Yes.
But especially for Paul. Let's never forget Paul, and let's let him know he is in our thoughts and in our prayers. So, with that being said, my friends, we're going to start the rally.
Hey, Cooner, I got $20
Be chill. No, it's okay, guys. I got it. No, you're the best. It's okay. Please, no, keep your money. Don't worry about it. I'll take care of it, okay? You're the best. Thank you, honestly. You guys, I love you. You're so sexual. Stop. Okay, we're going to start, obviously, with the singing of the national anthem. It is sung by Suzanne Tanner. Hope I'm pronouncing her last name correctly.
Yes.
Yes, great. Suzanne has been a radio broadcaster on Cape Cod for the past 37 years. She is also a longtime volunteer for Cape Cod Cares for the Troops. She's got a magnificent voice. She's a wonderful patriot. Please, let's give it up for Suzanne Caner.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Sorry, they just gave it.
USA! 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 Dynamite job, Suzanne. Excellent. God bless you.
So much. God bless you. Thank you.
Okay, we just got this message from this is from the state trooper. Please keep the roads open for the buses. So let's make sure we keep the roads open for the buses. You know, we're not like these pro-Hamas protesters. Or Antifa or Black Lives Matter. You know? Okay, that, by the way, that was given to me by Ginger Betty. Ginger Betty, the best cookies. Honestly, there you go. Look at this.
Read that.
Make America sweet again.
You better read the bottom.
Here comes Kool-Aid to help. Sign up to Save Massachusetts. Share a cookie/Kool-Aid break with fellow patriots. Together we will make sure our cookie commonwealth never crumbles. God bless America.
There you go. Save America.
Thank you. Look at this. Look at this beautiful platter. Honestly, the best cookies you will ever have. She's a wonderful patriot. She shows up at all of these events. Thank you, Larry. Okay, we've got some wonderful speakers for you. Trust me, they're all absolutely excellent and superb. Many of them have flown in to speak. So please, let's give them a warm round of applause. The first one is Jim Robb.
Yeah.
He is the VP of Alliances and Activism at Numbers USA. They're a wonderful group that monitors illegal immigration. He has been with this organization since 1996. Numbers USA, I kid you not, one of the major national organizations working for immigration reform. Jim is here today. Listen to this. Washington, D.C.
You know, I don't really answer for all those guys. Good morning, Boston. Another great sanctuary city. How's that working out for you so far? Does it still seem as good an idea as it did when you put it in? Oh, it wasn't your idea? I was told this crowd was the ones who wanted the sanctuary city. No? All right. So what are you going to do about it? So in November, I'm going to give you a hint. In November, every 4 years, there's a little party they have. It's called what?
Election Day.
Election Day. Get the man a prize. So you're going to be home washing your car that day? You're going to be cooking in the kitchen that day? You're going to be watching the news and wish somebody would do something? What are you going to do that day? If you can vote early, vote early. Vote. Okay. All right. You know what to do. You're going to do it, right? Okay. All right. Now, I gotta say, I gotta put myself in the place of the illegal alien just for a minute, because I'm looking at the state of Massachusetts and Boston, okay? And I'm saying, okay, sanctuary city, we want you here. Driver's licenses, no problem here, right? Okay, I read something on the internet yesterday, Mass Health. You can sign up, Mass Health, okay? Right? Okay. In-state tuition. What else?
You can vote.
Vote, job. Right, so I'm thinking, I gotta put myself in the place of a guy who just crossed the border in Eagle Pass, Texas, and I'm gonna be looking over my options since the Border Patrol gives me a bus ticket and a hot meal and tells me to show up in 2031 for my hearing. Where am I gonna spend the next 6 or 7 years before the hearing I don't show up? I'm thinking Boston, because the food's really good, people are really nice. Okay, I know this is going down a little sore, but look, this is the way people hear it out there. They're looking over their options. How many people have snuck into this country or been let in since Joe Biden's been president? It's about, well, the government refuses to count. They won't tell us, right? But it's about 10 million. 9 or 10 million, right? Yeah, and more, okay, more. But you know how many people are in Massachusetts? 6.7 million people. So you've already, Joe Biden has already invited in a greater population than crowded Massachusetts since he's been in, okay? So, yeah, so you can see why people are coming here. Gosh, Italian food is outrageously good. So, and if the government gives me money to buy it, so far nobody gave me money to buy the food, but the problem is I'm a resident of the United States. Okay, all right. A couple of other little figures. How many people on the terrorist watch list were stopped trying to cross the U.S.-Mexico border since when? This year? Last year? 169. Now, those are the stupid terrorists, right? One terrorist gets caught. Yeah, one, So if the stupid terrorists are 169, how many of the smart terrorists have gotten in?
From Sudbury.
Yeah, no. It's not good. It's not good. Okay. So, 35,000, just last year, 35,000 aliens were arrested with criminal convictions, includes 598 known gang members, 178 MS-13 members. These are the ones who were caught. And let's see. Let's talk about fentanyl. We've talked about fentanyl. It is no joke. Fentanyl is something. It's a deadly dose. Is too small to even see. Right? Many of you, it's in your communities. Right? It's in ours in Northern Virginia where I live. So in 2023, what they caught was 27,000 pounds. 27,000 pounds coming across. That's again the stupid drug dealers, right? That's enough to kill 6 billion people. That's the minority of the stuff that got caught. The rest is coming in here. With the open border, it's not that, most people are coming to this country to work. I mean, they're not coming because they need asylum, but they come in to, they're coming to work. Most of them aren't drug dealers, of course. But when you have an open border, when people can just stroll across, when the Border Patrol agents are bus drivers now and clerks, so that they can give people their order to appear sometime in the next century and let them into the country. Nobody's guarding against this stuff. Why is this coming into our country? Because the president is not guarding the border and everyone just comes in. All right. Maybe we need an election. Too bad there isn't going to be, there is going to be an election.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Now, it will feel good. It will feel good to a lot of us if Biden is retired. He did a lot of good border stuff on executive orders, right? And what happened the first day Biden was in, the very first day? He canceled every one of them, right? Okay, so it's nice to have a president who will guard the border, but it's not enough. We have to have laws. We have to have laws that presidents can't get around. The reason the current president can get around the laws is the laws are so old, they were written for a situation that is completely different than our current situation, right? These laws are 50 years old and more. So we have to have fresh, updated laws. It's much, much harder to pass a law than to elect a president. Right? Right. Well, okay. So how many people here are members of Numbers USA? How many get our emails? That's so few? Okay, Numbers USA. We are your voice in Washington. numbersusa.com. Sign up to be an activist, get our free stuff, start harassing members of Congress, right? We'll show you what to do, because if there is a change in administration, we got to have some laws. We got to make it, because we got to do what didn't happen the last time President Trump was in. We got to get some laws, right? We got to get organized. Don't forget, don't think President's in and now we're all set, because it's not that way. It's that way maybe for 4 years. If we want to make it stick in America, we have to work and force Congress to do what it doesn't want to do. Well, keep the heat on Congress, right? That's what we're going to do? Keep the heat on Congress. Okay, I think I'm about to get the hook here, so I gotta step down. But everyone, please sign up to do actions at numbersusa.com. Don't forget about it. Don't put it off, because we'll help organize you and get it done. We got to get it done. We got to get effective. Get the laws changed where whoever's president in the future can't do what's happened in these last 4 years. Okay. Thank you very much. Good to be with you. Bye bye.
Thank you very much, Jim. Thank you. Great job. Thank you. Thank you, Jim. Excellent. He's completely right. Numbers USA is a phenomenal organization. Go to their website, sign up. You can lobby the state legislature. You can lobby Congress. We can really put a lot of political pressure. And this is one of the things I want to come out of today's rally. This is not the end. This is the beginning. For all of us to get involved, to get engaged, culminating, God willing, in the greatest political comeback and victory in American history this November. Okay, coming up next, I introduced her before. She's a woman who needs no introduction. She's my personal hero, Maureen Maloney. This poor woman is an angel mom. She's one of Trump's favorite angel moms. She lost her son, Matthew Denise, in a tragic hit and run. A drunk illegal alien ran him down. Matthew was on his beloved motorcycle, and an illegal alien who should not have been in our country ran him over. dragged him under his van for several hundred feet, and she's never seen her son again. And this woman has been on a crusade, there's just no other way to put it, to stop this invasion, to secure our borders, to deport illegal aliens, and to put Americans and legal citizens first. And for this, she has been USA, 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 USA,
USA! USA!
and for this, for simply being a patriot, for honoring her late son, Matthew. Can you imagine 23 years old, his whole life in front of him, struck down and taken by an illegal? And what do they do in this state? They give illegal aliens driver's licenses. It's disgusting. And this poor woman puts herself on the line day after day, week after week, trying to raise awareness on behalf of other victims and their families of illegal aliens. She is...
We love you!
Yes, we love you, Maureen.
Love you too.
She is the Vice President of AVIAC, Advocates for Victims of Illegal Alien Crime. She's obviously an angel mom. She's one of the key sponsors and organizers of this rally. She's my hero. Maureen Maloney.
Thank you. I want to thank all of you for coming out today. I wish you could all have the view from up here. It is just phenomenal seeing a sea of people, all the beautiful American flags, Trump flags, all the signs. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. And as Jim Rob said, go out and vote in November. That's how we can have our voices heard. So Governor Maureen Healy has betrayed each and every one of you. She's betrayed every citizen and legal immigrant in the Commonwealth by choosing to feed and shelter foreigners who have illegally entered our country, and expecting the already overburdened Massachusetts taxpayers to pay for the welfare of foreign illegal migrants is an abuse of our sovereignty. The invasion of our country and state by illegal aliens has been occurring for many years. The invasion is not happening because of global warming or civil unrest in foreign countries. It's happening because the Democrats want open borders and they want to redistribute the wealth. They want to redistribute your hard-earned money to the illegal aliens. Joe Biden has tied the hands of Customs and Border Patrol officers and has left Americans with an unsecure, wide-open border. And Maureen Healy is luring the illegal migrants to Massachusetts with the promise of free housing, free food, free Uber rides, free medical care, free education for their children, and work permits. Absolutely. The liberal Massachusetts leadership is banking on the fact that by providing all these freebies to illegal migrants, they will become lifelong Democrat voters. The open border advocates have been playing the long game for a while, and most of you are only beginning to feel the effects of illegal immigration. Back in 2011, as Geoff had said, my son, Matthew Denise, was killed by an illegal alien who should never have been allowed to be in this state or in this country. When my son was killed, Barack Obama was vacationing on Martha's Vineyard. Never heard a peep from him. And a week later, when my son was being waked, Obama's illegal alien uncle was in Framingham driving drunk and crashed into a police car. And let us not forget Obama's Aunt Zatouni, who was living in Boston when her asylum claim was denied in 2000.
Michelle Obama's the guy!
His aunt remained...
Big Mike! Big Mike!
Obama's aunt remained living illegally in Boston, supported by your taxpayer dollars until her death 14 years later. Massachusetts and New York are the only two states in the country that have the right to shelter law. We must have the right to shelter law amended. The Healing hotels must be closed. The Massachusetts hotels and shelters are at maximum capacity with 7,500 families. And it's costing taxpayers just to put them up in those hotels $1 billion a year. And yet there's another 700 families on a waiting list for more shelters and hotels. And more illegal migrants are arriving daily. What else are the hardworking Massachusetts taxpayers paying for? You're paying $64 a day to feed these illegal migrants. And you're paying $256 a day, not a week, but a day to feed a family of 4. Don't you all wish you could have $256 a day to feed your family? You, the taxpayers, are paying for their Uber rides. You, the taxpayers, are paying for the migrant children's education, and at the expense of your children's education. The migrant children are causing even more crowding in our schools, and they require more special services than American children. In many schools, the foreign language speaking students are now the majority, and the English speaking students are the minority. You are paying for the medical care for the illegal migrants. Our emergency departments and hospitals are overcrowded, and wait times to see a doctor have increased significantly. You, the taxpayers, are paying for their lawyers so they can find a loophole and obtain citizenship.
And interpreters.
And interpreters, yes.
Tax people, tax people, tax people.
Providing all these additional freebies paid for by the taxpayers to illegal migrants is costing an additional $1 billion. So on top of the sheltering, we're paying another $1 billion for these services. Therefore, we're actually spending $2 billion a year. This is not sustainable, and it creates a never-ending magnet for even more illegal migrants to come to Massachusetts. In the meantime, Massachusetts has a record number of working-age residents fleeing the state, with the 22 to 45-year-old age group having the highest number of individuals leaving due to the high cost of housing, high living expenses, and high taxes. And now the Democrats are hell-bent on replacing those leaving the state with illegal migrants, most of whom are low-skilled workers and do not even speak English, and who will undoubtedly drive down the wages.
Now they want the Gaza Strip to come on over from Palestine.
Exactly. And as Geoff has said, just last week, 129 liberal Democrats voted no to an amendment that sought to give priority emergency housing to homeless veterans over the illegal migrants. These courageous men and women who served our country, many in combat, and fought for our freedoms. As the saying goes, we owe illegals nothing and veterans everything.
Yes.
Over 10 million illegal aliens have crossed the border with very little, if any, vetting, leaving the country vulnerable criminals, gang members, drug traffickers, and terrorists.
That's only the ones he recorded.
If we took away all the freebies, the influx of illegal aliens would slow down, and many would self-deport. And now, Governor Healy and the Democrats have turned Massachusetts into a sanctuary state where the criminal illegal aliens have more rights and benefits than citizens. Sanctuary policies only serve to protect criminal illegal aliens. And let's not forget that two horrific, deadly terrorist attacks by foreigners, 9/11 and the Boston Marathon bombing, originated here in Boston. While our country was chanting "Never forget," it appears Governor Healy and the Democrats did indeed forget. However, we will never forget. Enough is enough. We can't allow Maura Healey and the Democrats to destroy Massachusetts. We, the people, must stand up and act to save Massachusetts.
Amen. Outstanding. Outstanding. Thank you. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you.
Wouldn't Maureen Maloney make a great governor of Massachusetts? Huh? Okay, before I introduce my next guest, I want to give a special shout out. Did someone mention Howie Carr? By the way, just so that everybody knows, we invited Howie. We did, I swear. We invited Howie to show up. We invited Howie to come talk. He's in Florida. We said we could set up a link. You know what Howie said? Oh, fuck Howie Carr. Howie's answer, how much? How much? By the way, we also asked the current chair of the Massachusetts Republican Party State Committee, Amy Carnevale, that lobbyist rhino. We invited her to come. Guess what she said? How much? Look, there's been someone who has stood with us in the media, shoulder to shoulder now for many, many years. He runs an absolutely outstanding newspaper, a great publication. I'm urging all of you, please, if you can, go to the bostonbroadside.com, bostonbroadside.com, get an annual subscription. I think it's like $30 or something, but it's Lonnie Brennan. He is a Trump supporter. He is a MAGA conservative. He's a big supporter of Cooner Country. I know he's here somewhere today. Lonnie, where are you, my friend? I want to see you. Where's the great Lonnie Brennan? Ronnie. Anywhere, Lonnie? Okay, I know he's here somewhere. Where's Lonnie?
Right here.
Oh, he's here somewhere.
White hair.
Oh, white hair. Yeah, Lonnie's got white hair. Well, but that's... A lot of people have white hair. I have white hair. All right. Lonnie, thank you very much. God bless you, Lonnie. Okay, and here is another incredible ally of ours. You want to talk about an absolutely outstanding organization. I get their emails all the time. I read their material all the time. They're one of the premier immigration reform organizations in the entire country. This is Shari. Is it Shari or Sherry?
Shari.
Shari Rendall. She is the Director of State and Local Engagement, so she's one of us, at the Federation for American Immigration Reform. They are a premier, they're one of the best, along with Numbers USA. Their work on illegal immigration is really, it's absolutely stellar. FAIR is one of the major national organizations working for immigration reform. They have been on this issue for decades. Shari is also here today, yes, from the swamp, from Washington, D.C. Please, a warm welcome to Shari Rendall.
Good morning, everyone. It is absolutely amazing to see everyone here today. And I'm going to do this on behalf of Paul, all the veterans, and most importantly, our angel families. It is time to say, enough is enough. Let's hear it.
Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough.
I don't know about you all, but I'm thoroughly disgusted by our elected officials pandering to illegal aliens rather than focusing on our veterans and those that are less fortunate in our community. When I hear elected officials say that Americans who want to secure our borders aren't sympathetic to the plight of individuals trying to escape violence or poverty in their home countries, I want to pull my hair out. The fact that they actually believe that anyone who wants to come to the United States should be allowed is astounding. Is this better, guys? I know, it's hard to hear. As a country, we have an absolute right to secure our borders and enforce our laws. We determine who should be admitted into the country. In fact, 75% of Americans, that's Republicans, Democrats, and Independents, say that immigration is the top issue facing this country. It's no wonder why we are all concerned, especially when FBI Director Chris Wray testified. He did testify that the FBI is seeing a wide array of very dangerous threats emanating from our border. I know, there's plenty of things that you can have beef with, but those words to Congress and the fact that he says the threats have reached a whole other level and that blinking red lights are everywhere should give Congress the will to do what's right. We all know the mainstream media has been hiding the crisis at our borders since Biden took office. But even they have been unable to hide the numbers of illegal border crossers streaming into the United States. A new FAIR report estimates that illegal immigration has increased 16% since Biden took office. There have been over 9 million encounters and nearly 2 million gotaways. And I have a little story about the gotaways. I was at a law enforcement conference just last month, and CBP Chief Jason Owens told some law enforcement officers that the gotaways could be a lot higher, as much as 30% higher, because some of the technology they use for the gotaway numbers has been inoperational for a significant period of time. Just in fiscal year 2024, which began October 1st, there have been over 1.7 million encounters, including nearly 20,000 criminals. And I know that Jim Robb talked about the southern border, but there have been 235 individuals on the known terrorist watch list. According to Border Patrol agents, individuals from 170 countries have been encountered at our southern border, including many from countries like Venezuela and China, where we have strained relations, or even where the countries are hostile to us. Venezuelans are now the second most encountered nationality at the border. There was a 77% increase in the numbers between fiscal year 2022 and 2023. Like Venezuelans, there has been a massive increase in the number of Chinese coming across our southern border.
Shocking.
More than 50,000 Chinese have been apprehended crossing into the U.S. the last fiscal year, and already more than 40,000, and it's only half over. In fiscal year 2023, more Chinese were encountered crossing the border from Mexico than the previous 10 years combined. According to House Homeland Security Chairman Mark Green, many of those apprehended have no ties to PLA, the People's Liberation Army. And as a little side note, how many of you thought that the Chinese are actually using a roadmap on how to enter the United States? You all probably saw that TikTok video about the gap in our border wall that has a detailed map for them where it's located and directions on how to come. It's time to say enough is enough. When he thought he was off the record, President Biden's enabler-in-chief, Secretary Mayorkas, candidly admitted at an internal Border Patrol meeting that more than 85% of illegal aliens encountered at the southern border are released into our country. 85%. Of course, when he was asked about this statement at a congressional hearing, he said he couldn't recall the statement and that the security of our southern border is our highest priority. He's really shown that, hasn't he? One of those aliens paroled into the country was Jose Antonio Ibarra, a Venezuelan who has been charged with the murder of Georgia nursing student Laken Riley. Enabler-in-Chief Mayorkas initially testified before Congress that Ibarra was paroled into the country because DHS had no derogatory information on him. The very next week, he told Congressman Bishop he didn't know the details of why Ibarra was paroled into the U.S., but he was willing to share them. After the parole file was released, it came to light that Ibarra had been paroled into the country due to overcrowding. Overcrowding, that was the reason. And that is a clear violation of our immigration statutes. Laken Riley and Maureen's son Matthew should still be alive. Their deaths were entirely preventable since the individuals responsible for them weren't even supposed to be in this country. It's time to say instead of implementing policies that will end the border crisis, President Biden and his enabler-in-chief Mayorkas are attempting to hide it by creating what they call new legal pathways. This is really just an abuse of our immigration laws. They are paroling in about 30,000 Cubans, Haitians, Nicaraguans, and Venezuelans monthly. That's monthly, guys. Through the end of March, they have paroled in 400,000.
Come on, Sal, get out of there.
President Biden and his enabler-in-chief are also abusing CBP One app to process even more people. The CBP One app allows inadmissible aliens to actually schedule an appointment and be granted entry into a port of entry. In March, CBP processed about 43,500 individuals through appointments at the points of entry, utilizing the CBP One app. Since it was introduced in January 2023, over 500,000 have been processed into this country. The policies implemented by Biden and his enabler-in-chief invite people to cross the border illegally. They have unleashed chaos into our backyards and guaranteed that every state is a border state. And instead of calling out these policies and saying what? Governor Healy and her open border cronies in the Massachusetts legislature roll out the welcome map, giving illegal aliens, as was said before, driver's licenses, which help them get jobs they're not even supposed to have. guaranteeing them shelter, shielding them from immigration enforcement, and many, many other benefits. This is the huge magnet for illegal immigration into this state. And they have come so much that Governor Healy had to declare a state of emergency. In order to address the influx of aliens, she's opened up a welcome center to provide aliens with supports and services and transportation. She's used veteran housing for illegal aliens, even as veterans. Despicable, right? She's even housing illegal aliens at a Boston area rec center, shutting down the programs that help the disadvantaged. All these are placing a huge burden on taxpayers, costing billions. The housing shortage, coupled with the state's attractiveness to illegal aliens, is a boon to those seeking to exploit the border crisis. At a Massachusetts hotel that houses illegal aliens, a Haitian, Corey Alvarez, who the Biden administration paroled in the country, has been charged with raping a 15-year-old girl.
Honestly, I can't believe the size of this crowd. I can't believe it. Really. I just got to say this before I introduce my next guest. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This crowd size dwarfs anything you see on these college campuses, anything you see with BLM or Antifa. Yet, where is the local media? Where is Channel 4? Where is Channel 5? Where is Channel 7? Where's Channel 10, 25? I'll tell you why they're not here. Because they're propaganda. They're fake news. And they don't want the people of Massachusetts and the people of America to see how strong and how popular and how determined we are. And I'll tell you this, they can ignore us all they want. Come November 5th, they're going to hear from us. And by then, they won't be able to ignore us anymore. Okay, joining me now, you want to talk about an immigration warrior who has been in the trenches here in Boston, here in Massachusetts for many years. FAIR, Numbers USA, they're think tanks. They do incredible work, policy papers, position papers, op-eds, data crunching. You get incredible information. We got someone here who's been doing it at the local, state level for many, many years. This man, for many of you, needs no introduction. He is the executive director of Massachusetts Coalition for Immigration Reform. It is a bipartisan organization, Republicans, Democrats, Independents, working to educate and affect public policy on a local and state level. Please give a very warm Cooner Country welcome to Henry Barbaro.
Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, perfect timing for these cookies to be thrown out in the audience. Take the attention off me, you know?
And just mention it's from Ginger Betty, just to give her a shout out.
Oh, Ginger Betty.
Ginger Betty. Look at this woman, huh? Giving out free cookies. Look at this. Look at this, huh? And notice, no taxpayer money. Unlike the Dems with the illegals. It's our money. Notice they're very generous with our money. Ooh, $64 a day.
I want a refund!
Henry, go ahead, my friend.
All right, this is my first rally speaking engagement. And so far I've learned that I should bring a big bag of cookies to get people's attention. All right, so thank you, Geoff, and good morning to all of you. My name is Henry Barbaro. I'm the Executive Director of the Massachusetts Coalition for Immigration Reform. We're a humble outfit. So MCIR has been around for about 30 years, and our focus has been to push back on...
Put it close to your mouth so they can hear you. There you go.
Push back on... Yes. I don't have to repeat myself, I just say it. Anyway, yeah, the acoustics are better. So for about 30 years, we've been pushing back on illegal immigration. And it's not that MCIR is anti-immigrant. What we are opposed to is unsustainable mass immigration, okay? So let me start by saying that the whole migrant crisis has been awful and entirely avoidable. We're here because of the terrible decisions being made by our political leaders. Our state government should be carefully allocating our tax dollars to meet the most important needs of our citizens. Now, I came up with this line yesterday, I really like it. But instead, our tax dollars are being used for a virtue-driven spending spree with no end in sight and nothing to show for it except for suffering, even among illegal migrants. And I want to clear up one of the many deceptive terms being used by politicians and the media, which is to call illegal migrants asylum seekers, as if that makes them legal. These folks still are in our country illegally, and more than 90% of them will have their asylum claims ultimately denied by a judge. Now that could be many years from now, like 5 years from now. But under the Biden administration, virtually none of those who've been denied asylum will ever leave or be deported. So don't be fooled by the asylum seeker handle. So what if the migrant crisis is grossly mismanaged by the Healy administration? What's the problem? Well, there are 4 obvious major problems in Massachusetts as well as across the country. One is that we're giving tens of thousands of illegal migrants welfare benefits that should go to Americans. And it's funny how everyone's throwing around these numbers. Now, you'd be happy to know in my speech, it's very minimal numbers, okay? For all you statisticians out there. But I've heard 1 billion, 2 billion, but actually FAIR, Shari's outfit, they estimate that Massachusetts, between state government and municipal government, taxpayers spend $3 billion a year on illegal migrants, okay? And we're talking about schools and shelter and welfare, social programs.
The bridges. Just treat me like an illegal.
Right. So the bottom line is, Governor Healy's approach to support illegal migrants is absolutely unsustainable. And this is what we mostly object to. Another idea is that waves of illegal migrants are worsening our obvious problem in Massachusetts, and that's the housing crisis, both in terms of affordable housing and homelessness.
On purpose! Veteran.
All right. And it is hard to get numbers here, too, because no one wants to track it or talk about it. Another problem, and this is 3rd of 4, is that illegal migrants are taking jobs from Americans while depressing wages for Americans who are already struggling. This is real, it's not a theory, okay? So, and the last point, I think it's important philosophically, is that this red carpet treatment of illegal migrants has been horribly unfair to legal immigrants. Massachusetts is essentially coddling and rewarding people who have cut in line. So there are other 3 basic principles to immigration. One is that we shouldn't be diverting our support for our own people our own poor people and in need.
Veterans.
Keep in mind that the world's population of people in poverty is 4 billion people. Now, sorry about the number thing, but it's a lot. So the idea of trying to rescue them all isn't going to happen. Immigrants should be invited to America to contribute to our society and not become a liability. Okay? And let me end this part. The third one is that tax dollars should be paying for important work like police, fire, schools, that sort of thing. And instead, we're squandering this precious money, and tax dollars are a precious resource, to subsidize uninvited foreigners who have no path to ever be here legally. So on the other side of the spectrum, our leaders are promoting illegal migration based on the we're a nation of immigrants.
We're a nation of eagles. We love sound.
All right. We all agree. All right. Where diversity is our strength. And if you question whether there are too many immigrants, then you're accused of being a racist or a xenophobe. Oh, and coincidentally, business interests also really like all that cheap labor. So that factors in too. So Jim Robb talked about all the different things that are happening in Massachusetts that are magnets for illegal migrants. So I won't go through those. But the most important thing is to have the legislature amend or repeal the right to shelter law so that it only serves American citizens. That was the original intent of the law, another number, in 1983 by Michael Dukakis. They never... Hey, he knew how to run a tank. You know, come on. Anyway, so, but no one, when they passed that law in 1983, no one was thinking about, waves of illegal migrants and how the law was going to apply to them. So it should be for Americans. Bottom line is, we should turn off the magnets for illegal migrants.
Yes.
All right, so I'm coming toward the end. I'm sure to your great relief. I've got a half a page here, right? And I'm gonna.
You need to read that in front of the State House, inside. We know what you're saying.
All right.
They need to hear it.
I think the crowd can hear you better than me. All right, so let me do a little conclusion here. Before I hand over the mic, we are MCIR. We're the state's activist organization to push back on illegal immigration. So the website is masscir.com, and we have yellow cards over here at this table with a QR code. You can just scan it, okay? Help you get to our website. And so basically, we'd like as many people as possible to sign onto our list so we can then take it from there and alert you to actions, and we need actions. Historically, we've gone to the State House and we've just given testimony, and it's been very policy wonk, but we need action now. By the way, I'm also going to make a plug for this book by Todd Bensman from the Center for Immigration Studies. It's a book called Overrun. It was just published, and for the low rate of $15. Let's see, what else? Last thing, I want to acknowledge Lou Murray. He's from Bostonians Against Sanctuary Cities, and he provided these two lovely signs. And he's an absolute powerhouse. And so he has he's on Facebook, Bostonians Against Sanctuary Cities. So to conclude, thank you very much for whatever you can do to help your neighbors and help the state and help this country overcome our self-imposed migrant crisis. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. We have a lot of Republicans here from the Massachusetts State Committee, conservatives, newly elected members. We're going to take a nice picture together afterwards. I want to thank all of them, acknowledge all of them for coming today. Many of them I can see in the crowd. There's one person in particular, before I get to Geoff Diehl, I would like to come up and say a few words. I cannot overstate the significance of this man's victory. It is a turning point for conservatism in this state. It is a turning point for the Massachusetts Republican Party in this state. Ron Kaufman used to be the king rhino in Massachusetts for decades, literally for decades. He was the power behind the scene. He was very anti-Trump, very anti-MAGA. Well, in the recent elections for the Massachusetts State Committee and then the votes they had afterward, a giant killer emerged, a giant slayer. He is brilliant, he uses data, he's tech savvy, he's principled, he's a coalition builder, he's a uniter, and above all, he is one of us. He is a staunch conservative and MAGA supporter. This is the man who will now sit on the Republican National Committee representing Massachusetts. Wyatt.
Thank you. This is phenomenal to see this crowd out here. I'm just so excited. It reminds me of what I read about in my history books when people were upset in Massachusetts, and so they had a rally, and they were upset with people taxing them more and sending their money to foreigners. And that Tea Party rally back in the 1700s, we're doing it again. We're tired of being taxed. Nobody's getting free stuff. This is crazy. In our towns, we're getting Proposition 2.5 overrides. Maureen Maloney doesn't care about the town. She cares more about these people who aren't even citizens. And that needs to change. We got to say, how do we change it? Okay? We talk about free stuff. Did everybody get their free ballot in the mail?
Now we got 3 or 4.
Right here. Okay? The other side, the Democrats, they have a machine. They now have 2-3 weeks to extract every vote from every person, sometimes dead people, that they're going to get every vote. We need to fight back. The way we can fight back is making sure our people vote. And we can do that. There are some tools we can use, data. We're going in this. I work for you. I want to make sure every person in this crowd votes, and their friends and their family. We have to win. Look, on the inside over there, you've got a toxic combination of people who write policies, a supermajority of Democrats, and you got Maureen Maloney, who's terrible at administering policy. And it's a toxic combination for our state. We need to fix that. So how do we fix that? Well, we need to get more state reps up there. We need more Republicans up there. So how do we do that? Well, let's start winning some elections. And we can win at the local level. We can push back. We can push back against the state like Milton did in other towns. We can push back, and we need people to run at the local level. And we need to get good people elected at the local level. Now I'm going to say something that's sort of controversial. If you're a Democrat, selectman, or city councilor, who do you think they endorse for governor? Diehl. We have to replace those local election officials that are registered Democrats because there's too much pressure on them to support the regime that is stealing your money. There's a website, ma.bankyourvote.com. I would encourage everybody to go on that website and give your name and email address so that the Republican Party can do what it's supposed to do, help people win elections, so we can let you know when there's elections. federal elections, state elections, and even local elections like we have in many towns right now for override.
Stay busy.
Working together,
Stay busy. Eat. Manja. Over here.
So I just have to say, please contact the state committee people with the Republican Party, and we can help you win. You are not alone. I can't tell you how many people I meet say, man, I didn't know anybody was here to help my town. Guess what? I'm here to help. I want to help, and I want to win. Thank you, Geoff Diehl.
Thank you, Brad.
Thank you very much. Appreciate all you do. God bless you.
Okay, my friends, we're getting obviously close to the end here. Before I introduce our next guest, this is all very, very important. Please, I need all of you to listen to this. As you know, we've been plugging the website closetheborderrally.com leading up to this event. This, as I said earlier, is not the end, it is the beginning. We are now going to use the website closetheborderrally.com as a kind of central headquarters for us now to continue to do grassroots activism throughout the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and across New England. And so please, don't just go to closetheborderrally.com. If you can sign up right here. We will register you and take not just the Republican Party back, but to take our state and our country back. And really, the focal point is going to be closetheborderrally.com. So please, after we're done, you can sign up right here. Also, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be encouraging political candidates to sign up to our website and take pictures of them shaking my hand or Amin's hand or Maureen Maloney's hand so that they're on the record that they support our issue when it comes to this illegal border invasion and this obscene sanctuary state policy. We are tired of feckless, craven rhinos who say one thing to get our vote and do the exact opposite when they're in power. So I'm urging all political candidates, please sign up. We want to put your picture of you with us up on the website so people know who to support and who they can trust. And speaking of somebody that we can all trust, this is a man who has been in the political trenches against the liberal Democrats and the rhinos in this state for over a decade. He has taken blow after blow after blow. He has been vilified and demonized. And I'm choosing my words now very carefully. By Channel 4, by Channel 5, by Channel 7, by Channel 10, by Channel 25, NPR, those communists at NPR. Yeah, state radio. The Moonbag Boston Globe, and that rhino rag, the Boston Herald. And of course, yep, Howie Carr. When I challenged him to a debate on Geoff Diehl, I said, Howie, we'll do your show or my show. I'll give you 4 minutes to my 1 minute. And that coward didn't have the guts to debate me.
Where's Howie? Where's Howie's hair plugs? Where's his hair plugs, Jeff?
Yeah, exactly.
Where's his hair plugs?
Where is hair plugs? Seriously, is there anything about him he hasn't sold off? Anyway, he has maligned and demonized Geoff Diehl. He has frankly defamed him. He has called him a Kool-Aid cultist. He has maligned and defamed Maureen Maloney, you heard her earlier. He has called her a carnival barker, a cockroach, a termite, and saying that these people need to be exterminated. His words. And he's doing the bidding of Amy Carnevale and her rhino clowns at the Mass GOP committee. And so I got this message for Amy. Please, don't send another letter to the FCC. I'm not going to call you a whore. I promise. And for Carr, Howie, and all of his fellow clowns, you should be ashamed of yourselves. Just because you're for sale, don't think we're for sale. And so joining me now is a man who has stood shoulder to shoulder with President Trump in 2016. He stood shoulder to shoulder with President Trump in 2020. And he's going to stand shoulder to shoulder with MAGA and Trump in 2024. My good friend, the Lion of Massachusetts, Geoff, the real deal. USA! 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 All right, Cougar Country, leads you. Amazing. I want to first of all thank a supporter who just gave this to me before I came up here. Cougar Country for Trump in 2024. Of course we're for Trump in 2024. Maureen and Eileen, who put this together, thank you so much. They asked me to give you a public service announcement. If you drove a pickup truck to Beacon Hill, Monica Tibbetts Nuts is looking for you right now. She's going to confiscate that thing. We don't need semis up here on Beacon Hill, that's what they say. I'm going to ask you a quick question. Would any of this be happening if I was governor right up there right now? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But I got to tell you something. I want to thank, first of all, thank you. My wife and I are on the state committee, and I want to thank the state committee members who bravely come up here. Not everybody on the state committee feels the same way we do, and there's a lot of good people. Raise your hand if you're on the state committee and you're here today. Look at them all. There's a bunch of people. These people actually are Republicans trying to help make the Republican Party work for you. They really do. They really care. And Brad Wyatt, winning national committee man, I got to tell you, he's going to go down to D.C. and he's going to make sure that they start helping Massachusetts because they've been ignoring us for too damn long down there in Washington. That's right, baby. We need the help up here. That's right, baby. That's right. But it's not all peaches and cream, as you know. Right now, things are pretty bad. Yep. If we were looking at a clock, it's midnight. It's not 1 minute to midnight, it's midnight. They're taking our money. They closed our businesses a couple of years ago. They forced a vaccine on us. They fired police officers and first responders. They've taken away our parents' rights in our schools. And you know it. They made it impossible if you want to retire or if you're a young person and want to buy in Massachusetts. You can't even live in Massachusetts anymore. The cost of living. And now they're giving away our money, not even hiding it. They're giving away our money in plain sight to people who haven't even tried to become a citizen of the United States. There's a guy named Jim Lyons right here. Jim Lyons. Jim Jones Lyons. Hey, look, I'm DoorDash Diehl, whatever. I've never driven DoorDash. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I have driven Uber, it's pretty cool. Anyway, Jim Lyons.
Yeah. Jim Lyons and I, we served in that building for 8 years together. We came in 2010 when the Tea Party movement helped push a lot of Republicans that may not have had a chance. We got in. And when we got in there, we didn't waste our time. Jim's a little older than me. I'm 40 years old when I won that seat. Now I've got even more gray hair. But you know what? We didn't go up there to go on, get along, and get our pension and do all that. We actually went up there to fight. And I got to tell you, in 2014, Jim got the number, $1.8 billion back then, to fund illegal immigrants in Massachusetts. And they were actually happy to tell you that number. The number has skyrocketed, and it's coming out of your wallets every single day, out of your paychecks. The fact that even down in D.C. they're devaluing the dollar by printing more and more, we are slowly going broke. And in Massachusetts, the Beacon Hill, they're already broke. They're trying to pass new taxes and pretend that they're not passing taxes. If you want to sell your house, they're going to tax you when you try to get out of here. That's how bad it is. Okay? So we've got to do something about it. I'm here to tell you there is something you can do. There's two things, or there's a few things. The first is Jim's got a website, Massachusetts Freedom Fighters. He's trying to recruit people to run for office. You go to that site, and he's going to tell you the organizations that are working for us, parents' rights groups, veterans groups. Jim's getting a coalition of those groups together and finding good candidates to run for Beacon Hill. We got to send a new crop of fighters back from the State House. You know what else we can do? We can send people like Maureen Maloney down to Congress maybe someday to talk some sense to the people. I'm going to be honest with you. Maureen and I actually went down to D.C. a couple times. Maureen is someone who I think should be a future leader for our state. She should never have had to go through what she went through, but she's courageous enough to take with the tragedy with her son and turn it into something that's actionable. We've got to be inspired by Maureen and take action ourselves and run for office. I don't care what the Globe says about me. I don't care what Howie says about me. I don't care what anybody says about me. I'm just trying to do the right thing, and that's why I ran for office. Right? So I'm going to ask you to do three things. Volunteer. You're volunteering today by coming up here and showing your support. I want you to volunteer in a few other ways. On election day, we've already heard it. Be there to vote, but also watch the polls or hold signs for a candidate that you like. Trump, or a state senate or U.S. Senate candidate or a local rep or state senator, help somebody that day, but also help somebody on days before. Just grab some local literature from your candidate that you like, your favorite candidate, and just go around your neighborhood. That's all you have to do. Go around your neighborhood and drop off literature so you can help your neighbors understand who they need to vote for. And the one other thing I'm asking you to do is when those mail-in ballots go out, we're going to alert people. Go to the Mass Freedom Fighters, go and find out when those mail-in ballots hit the houses, because the Democrats are doing this. They're going door to door and they're saying, let me help you tell who to vote, and I'll even take this and put it in the mail for you. We've got to do what they're doing, or else we're going to continue to lose elections. We've got to actually be out there canvassing and winning elections at the local level so that we can win the big races down the road. So look, the fight continues. I'm going to be out there helping the next great candidate that cares about freedom and cares about you. And until then, God bless you, God bless Cooner Country, and God bless the United States.
God bless you, Geoff. Hey, USA! 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 Okay, my friends, before I give the concluding speech, if you want to know why, we're here for the vets, obviously, but we're also here for our children and for our grandchildren. And as you know, I have two wonderful children. I adopted both of them, Grace and I did, for the love of our lives, Ashton and Ava. One is 14, Ava is 11. And I want you to notice, this is the face of the future of Massachusetts. And this is why we're here today. So Joanna? That's a beautiful name.
Thank you.
You have beautiful green eyes and red hair. Are you Irish, Keaton? Oh, I know, you're an American, I know that. She's American first, look at this. Joanna, if you don't mind me asking, if I'm getting too personal, please tell me. How old are you, sweetheart?
I'm 11. I just turned 11.
You just turned 11? Wow. Wow, happy birthday.
Today's my mom's birthday.
Today's your mom's birthday? Come on, where's your mom? Come on up, sweetheart, come on up. This is her, look at this, huh? We're all family here. What is your name? Katie? Happy birthday, Katie. Tonight, can I ask you, how old are you?
I'm 24.
44. Wow, I killed to be 44. That's great.
Hey, Geoff, we can sing to her.
Yeah, we're gonna hold on. Just one last thing before we sit. We're gonna sing a nice happy birthday. But first, Joanna, if you don't mind me asking, again, if I'm being too personal, please tell me. Okay. Why did you decide to come here today, sweetheart?
Because I listen to you with my mom every morning.
Is that true, Katie?
Even my dad can confirm.
Even your dad? You kind of like talking on the mic there, huh? Oh, you're a singer? Yeah? You like to sing?
Yeah, but I would not like to sing right now.
By the way, did you have any cookies? We have some cookies up front.
I just got one.
You just got one?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe your mom will take the second one for your birthday.
Big one? Yeah, go ahead, give me this one.
Oh, look at this! Look at this, Joanna! This is for you! Happy belated birthday! So, now, you see, if I was Joe Biden, I would be up behind her. I'd be sniffing. But I'm not Joe Biden. All right, so look, let's make this extra special for Joanna and her mom, Katie. Cooner Country, let's all sing happy birthday to Joanna. All right, come on. I don't have a very good voice, so I kind of need you to lead me on this. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Joanna. Happy birthday to you. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Joanna. God bless you. You're welcome, sweetheart. Okay, God bless you, both of you. And God bless all of you. Thank you so much again for coming. Okay, Cooner Country, please, I don't want to, please don't accuse me of beating a dead horse, but it is molto importante. Go to closetheborderrally.com. We're going to have regular updates. We are going to take this fight all the way into every city, every town, all across our state, all the way to November. I need you, Trump needs you, our country needs you to become a volunteer and a political activist and a political warrior. So please go to closetheborderrally.com. Better yet, please sign up front. And so, the question now we have to ask ourselves is ultimately, why are we here? Why are we here? And literally, you couldn't make this up. It was a coincidence. We didn't plan it. Eileen and Maureen chose the date. But on 250 years ago to this day, on May 4th, 1774, here in Massachusetts, the beginning of the American Revolution took place. And now, 250 years later, we are facing, in many ways, the same crisis, the same challenge, and the same choice that our great founding fathers and the great patriots of 250 years ago faced. And this is the ultimate question. As Shakespeare put it, shall we be or not be? Will we, the American people, finally stand up, seize our freedoms and our liberties and our nation from those that want to take it away from us? And just as we face an invasion from King George III and his British troops, we are facing a different kind of an invasion. But make no mistake about it, it is an invasion nonetheless. And that is the massive invasion of illegal immigration that is pouring through our southern border and that now threatens to transform and destroy the United States of America. And as our wonderful speakers have pointed out, the sheer number of illegals coming, both into America and into Massachusetts, is overwhelming. Never, and I challenge the media, fact check this if you have the guts. Never in the history of any nation has a country taken in this many migrants in this short a period of time. This is the greatest migrant invasion in the history of the world. Under Joe Biden alone, Dementia Joe, Joey, that traitor, over 10 million illegals at a minimum have come into our country. 10 million. And the havoc, the death, the destruction. Frankly, my friends, the bodies are piling up.
The murders! The rapes!
Fentanyl alone is killing between 80 to 100,000 Americans a year. A year.
Why is Obama so quiet?
Someone has asked, why is Obama so quiet? I'll tell you why he's quiet. Because again, if the media doesn't have the guts to say it, I'm going to say it. That man in the White House is a puppet. The dear leader, Barack Hussein Obama, is the one who's pulling the strings and orchestrating this. And as he said, several weeks before his election in 2008, words that will now ring out for all eternity to his eternal shame. As he told his supporters, we are now several weeks away from, quote, the fundamental transformation of America. And what you are seeing now is the Obama third term. He's using that senile buffoon, that vegetable. Sleepy Joe, Loser Joe, and Crack Pipe Hunter. Right off cocaine in Colombia for Hunter Biden. But let that go. This is a demographic transformation. It is a cultural transformation. It is a political and economic transformation.
Joe Biden.
And to show you the scale of the devastation, in Vietnam, we lost 58,000 brave men and patriots. 58,000. That was Vietnam. Over 4,000 in Iraq. Thousands in Afghanistan. You combine all of the wars of Vietnam and Iraq and Afghanistan together, and we have lost more people, more Americans, in 1 year, just due to the open border and fentanyl, than all of those wars combined. And you're going to tell me this is not a crisis of existential proportions? But it's not just the Lincoln Rileys and the Matthew Denises who have been butchered and killed by illegal aliens who should never have been in our country in the first place. No, 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 my friends. No, 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 no. The cost of illegal immigration alone is going to bankrupt the United States. And that is exactly the plan. The only numbers you need to know are this. It's the only number that matters. In Massachusetts, they are spending on illegals every single year $3 billion. $35,000 a day. $3 billion. $3 billion. You know how much they're giving to the vets? 20 million. 20 million. Those scoundrels. Those scoundrels. And they have the nerve to show their face in public. Veterans who gave everything, many of them their limbs. They come back, I see them in Boston in the wintertime, literally sleeping in cardboard boxes, homeless, abandoned, neglected, forgotten. Many of them with PTSD, brain damage, scarred. And many of them say to me, I gave it all for my country. I gave it all. And where's my country now? And you know why they're not helping the homeless vets?
They hate America.
Because they hate America. What we are watching now is a ruling class of Democrats and spineless establishment rhino Republicans who have sold the greatest republic in the history of the world down the river.
Oh, come on!
Fake Republicans.
Oh, come on! Flower and pivot!
That's right, it's Cloward and Piven. Overwhelm the system to bankrupt the system. And why are they flooding our state with illegals? Because the radical left, and make no mistake about it, Maureen Haley, sorry, Maura Healy, forgive me, Holden Healy, Maura. I wouldn't take that. She.
Full pie, she's trying to make you governor.
We could have had this man here as governor. Yeah. We could have had Geoff Diehl as governor. That's what we could have had. Maura Healy and the Democrats want to create a permanent one-party Democratic state. They understand that illegal immigration, this is their path, their ticket to socialism and political power. They're Marxists. And they are willing now to betray the sacrifices, the blood, the honor, the freedom, the sovereignty, the independence of the United States of America. They are our modern day Benedict Arnolds. But I've got a message for them. You see this sea of protesters. You see this sea of patriots. You see this sea of Trump supporters. Come November 5th, you're gonna hear from us. There is now light at the end of the tunnel. We are now 5-6 months away from the election. The opinion polls now show Trump has a commanding lead. And the Democrats are going to do their best effort to try to steal this election. But I got news for the Dems. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. This time, we're ready. You know what we want? Like we had under Trump. $2 a gallon gas.
Hey, Channel 5 is there. Channel 5 is there.
We want to be energy independent. Why? So we are no longer reliant upon the sheiks of the Middle East and foreign oil. Wow. Whoa. Guys, easy on Hitler now. Whoa. Third Reich, serious stuff now. My God, low inflation, a booming economy. Like under Trump, rising wages for working middle class people. Some money in our pocket, for God's sake. Geoff. Now you're going hardcore Mussolini, Geoff. Take it easy, Geoff. Where's the white hood, Geoff? I swear, they're so... They're so fucking stupid. I'm sorry. I shouldn't swear. Don't swear. Don't swear.
Yeah! Yo, Geoff! Channel 5 showed up.
We want an end to the endless wars. My friends, we are staring down the barrel of a potential World War III in Ukraine. Israel in Gaza with Hamas. Iran on the verge of an all-out war with Israel. The Middle East in flames.
Afghanistan.
China menacing Taiwan. Under Joe Biden, everywhere around the world, our enemies have been emboldened. Under Trump, let me state the record clear, because now some of the media are showing up. So let's see if they can handle this amount of truth. I know it blows up their narrative. I understand. Their editors won't be happy. They don't want the viewers to hear this. But who knows? Maybe 30 seconds of truth will get through. So let me say it loud and clear. Under President Trump, there was peace in Ukraine. There was peace in the Middle East. And China was contained. In short, we had peace and prosperity. Here at home, we had law and order. Instead, under Biden, crime is soaring. Carjackings, homicides, rapes, all of it going through the roof, lawlessness, Soros-backed progressive DAs. Boston, parts of Boston are not safe at night. No. New York has now become a third world hellhole. You look at all these issues. The most fundamental. This is why Trump is winning, and this is why Trump is going to win. But the biggest issue, and the polls now have been consistent about this for a very long time. More than the economy, more than inflation, more than crime, more than war and peace, more than everything else. The number one issue is Biden's border invasion. Republicans, independents, many Democrats even, now admit it is time to secure the border. And not only is it time to secure the border, it is time to begin mass deportation of illegals. It is time to defund and crack down on treasonous sanctuary cities. And this is the one, as Khrushchev famously said, the bone in my throat. This is the one that sticks in my craw. It was mentioned earlier, but I have to mention it again, because the media are now showing up. So maybe this 30 seconds will get through as well. Hey, God willing. It is not just offensive. It is not just immoral. It is not just disgusting. It is frankly treasonous to invite foreigners who have no business being in our country. Bring them here to Massachusetts. Put them up in 4-star, 5-star hotels. Holiday Inns. Free housing. We're free. We're paying for it. Give them 3 catered meals a day. $64 per illegal a day. 16 in the morning for breakfast, a $17 lunch, and the final blank you to the taxpayer, $31 for dinner. For a family of 4, as one of the speakers said, $256 a day. My God, what are they eating at those hotels? Yeah, right. Exactly. Is that what you call in Weight Watchers? They're going to blow up. Nonsense. Call in Amnesty International. It's a human rights violation. They're going to get so fat, they're going to die. They're becoming whales in there. Vice President Huna! Prepaid debit cards. Free health care. Free education. I swear to you, God is my witness, you can't make this up. To the media, fact check this. I dare you. Free dry cleaning. Yes. Free laundry service. Has the government, what? Has the government ever given you food? No. Has the government ever put you up in a 4-star hotel? I'm just curious. You're dry cleaning. No? No? How about a maid to come in and clean up everything? You put your feet up. No? No? Okay, but just in case, hey, come on, this is Massachusetts. We give you a full service in this state. Free condoms. Hey, what the hell? Bang you in the bedroom all night on our dime. And by the way, according to the media, I'm the extremist. I swear to God. And now comes the final blow. And this is the one, this is their knockout blow. If they allow this to happen, it's over. I'm telling you, it's over.
Speak for us.
Joe Biden. And I'm very happy to see Israeli flags. I'm very happy to see my fellow Jewish Americans show up. You're among friends here in Kuna country. Joe Biden and his administration are now in the planning stages of bringing Gaza into the United States. They now want to bring in massive numbers of quote-unquote refugees from the Gaza Strip, Palestinian refugees. Many of illegally crossed into Egypt. The Egyptians don't want them, so what does Joey say? We'll take them. The eruption of anti-Semitic, anti-Jewish, terrorist protests across our entire college. Can I get another mic? Is there another mic? Who's going to get it?
Did it die? Maybe the battery died.
This is the megaphone.
Thank you.
The battery must have died.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
You gotta press the side.
Can you hear me now?
On the handle.
You have to press the button there.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
How about one of those buttons?
Can you hear me now?
On the handle, Jeff.
Can you hear me now?
Here we go.
Testing 1, 2.
Don't touch, you just use that. Don't touch that. Don't touch that.
Hold on.
Thank you.
Jeff, don't press the trigger.
Take care of that trigger.
Can you hear me now?
Your finger on the top.
Okay. Can you...
Yeah, I saw the other guy do it. Your finger on the right there.
Thank you. Thank you for that chant. No, really. You said it, I didn't say it. Thank you. So, you've got all of these anti-Semitic, anti-Jewish, frankly, pro-terrorism protesters shutting down campuses, persecuting, harassing Jewish students, assaulting some of them and sending them into the hospital, chanting, "Death to America, death to Israel, death to the Jews." And Joe Biden wants to import more of that into the United States. If they are successful, as I've said on the air, I'm going to say it again, it is going to be the fatal mistake that Angela Merkel, the former Chancellor of Germany, and the Europeans made when they brought in millions of Muslim refugees from Syria. And now Europe is now a colony in many parts of Islam. They will import terrorism and a fifth column into the United States. Now, the polls show there is massive, overwhelming opposition, not only to the border invasion, not only to illegals pouring into our state, never mind giving them lavish taxpayer benefits, but let me tell you, on this one, almost all Americans agree. We don't want to import Islamic jihadists into the United States. You are not going to turn this great country into the United States of Hamas. And so, my friends, USA, 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 USA. And so, my friends, let me now end by saying this. As I started, this is how I'm going to end. On May 4th, 1774, on this very day, 250 years ago, a great people, forged in freedom and liberty, decided that here, on this soil, on this land, on this continent, we are going to do something that has never been done ever in the history of the world. And that is to create a nation of the people, by the people, for the people. President Trump has said it dozens of times. But on many issues, on this, he's completely right. Please listen to what I'm telling you, because there are no truer words you're ever going to hear. We are now living at a fundamental watershed moment. President Trump believes this is the most important election of the nation's history. Not just in our lifetime, the most important election in the history of America. In every era, we Americans have had watershed elections, watershed moments. 1776, 1860, 1940, and God bless that old man, Ronald Reagan's victory in 1980. And by the grace of God, and the courage, and the guts, and the patriotism, and the determination of people like us, freedom-loving, patriot-loving, America-first people like us, citizens. We answered the call of liberty. Will we answer it again? This is our moment. I truly believe this. God put us on this earth for this time and this moment. And I want all of you to know that all of us, you, me, the MAGA movement, the America First movement, this patriot movement, we stand on the shoulders of previous generations. We stand on the shoulders of our founding fathers. No one's asking us to pick up a gun. No one's asking us to storm the beaches of Normandy or the hills of Gettysburg or Lexington or Concord. What's being asked of us is to not be military warriors, but to be political warriors. And so what I'm asking you, frankly, honestly, I'm begging you.
Vice President Kuna.
God bless you. Thank you. I was born in Canada, so I'm an
Geoff Diehl.
Geoff Diehl. Maybe he should be vice president.
Yeah.
My friends, please go to closetheborderrally.com. Sign up. I need every single one of you to engage in this movement, this revolution, this now our last chance to take our country back. And so, my friends, let me tell you, I'm speaking now honestly like I'm in a confession. People ask me all the time, are you sad? Are you depressed? Do you despair? I go, honestly, I don't. I don't. I feel it. I sense it. I go around this state. I talk to people all around this country. There is now, after 3.5 very long, dangerous, difficult years,
Yes.
there is now light at the end of the tunnel. And what is beginning today, mark my words, you can hold me to this. What is beginning today is the opening shot, the opening political shot of the Second American Revolution. And we are going to build and build and build until November 5th, when we are going to achieve the greatest comeback,
Yes.
not just in the history of the United States, but in the history of the world. With the election of Donald J. Trump. This has been an overwhelming success. This exceeded my expectations. Thank you again from the bottom of my heart for showing up. Please drive safely. May God bless all of you. May God bless our veterans. And above all, let's say it together. May God bless the United States of America. Thank you. Thank you very much. Suzanne's going to be back. She wants us to sing God Bless America. We're going to sing God Bless America, and then we can all go, okay? Thank you again.
Let's give it up again for Geoff Diehl. So wonderful to have you here today. Thank you so much, Geoff. All right, please all sing along with me. God bless America.
Somebody lost a watch, a silver watch. I have it, a lady's watch.
Somebody lost a silver watch, a lady's watch.
Congratulations. God bless you. Bye-bye.